It's every
Hello. Just waiting for a couple of more people. If anyone else wants to join, welcome to today's spontaneous-ish stream. Well, you know, London City came out today from Orbx, and I thought, why not? Let's have a little look around it. We'll spend about an hour or so, maybe have a little chat at the end if there's enough people in to have a chat. If you are watching, look in the chat. There is a poll in there. It's just a discussion on whether you think it's appropriate for developers to be charging for upgrades. I'll run through all the features and the pricing situation of this particular one. But yeah, just your general thoughts. You can pop them down in the chat about the whole pay to upgrade thing that we've got going on. This is just outside London City Airport. What I'm going to do in today's live stream is try and put some Google Map stuff on overlay it just above where I am, so just above me, just to give you guys an idea of what Orbx have been able to do, the detailing, stuff like that. So sorry guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get going. I'm just going to change the weather, try and keep the weather to kind of just a non-London type weather, because well, I mean, London can get really hot sometimes, to be fair, but just for this stream we'll keep it this type of weather, you know. Again, if you joined us, we are going to have a explore for about an hour or so, maybe a bit less. It's not a massive airport, if you guys know that already, but there's some quite nice features of the version 2. If you've got version 1, let me know. Again, I'll talk through the pricing and everything, which is quite surprising, even though it is a pay to upgrade airport. It's not too bad, let's just say that. So, little disclaimer with this one, guys. My London has never been the greatest. My New York and LA aren't the best either, but they seem to be a bit better than London for stutters, as you can see. So please do expect some stutters from the thing. I'll try and keep the camera motion down to a minimum just to keep those stutters away, but you will see them. I apologize for that. I don't think it's the airport. I've always had this issue with London, depending on where it is. Before the stream, I went in and I actually went offline completely, took the photogrammetry out, I took everything out, and it was still stuttering. In fact, some of it was even worse. So I'll be honest, I'm not too sure if it's even my settings. I think it's just London in general. Hiya Mark, how you doing, mate? Thanks for joining and having a look at London City Airport today. So in terms of the surroundings of the airport, Orbx have done a great job. The stutters are just insane. Honest to God, I couldn't be doing any flying out of here at all. The surrounding areas, the land side, if you will, is very, very nice. They've done some extra detailing compared to the version 1. We will discuss, obviously, UK 2000 scenery. You can discuss that amongst yourself because I haven't got it. I can give my opinions of what I've seen so far on that scenery. So this is a good little comparison straight away for you to see. It's the roundabout just in front of the apron and the airport itself. It's not too bad compared to real life. Let me just show you what I mean by that. So you can see the image just above me. I'm sorry it's so small. I just didn't want to take a lot of the real estate up. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the weathering and the you know, the marks of the brickwork, and it is done to a high level. Of course, you would expect that from Orbx. You can see there's foliage around the brickwork compared to the real one above. The foliage is a bit less, but I guess it depends when the gardeners come, let's just say. So I'll do that every so often. I won't do it too much because I want to try and have as much of the scenery on screen as possible. Let's just go through things at the start, shall we? So it's version 2. We knew it was coming. UK 2000's version came out and there was a lot of discussion on that. The features, according to Orbx on their website, is an exquisite representation of London City Airport and its surroundings. HD textures throughout with PBR, so physics-based rendering. Crisp aerial imagery. I'll go above and show you that. There's an updated ground poly, highly detailed remote digital control tower. So I think that London City has a massive big control center with these massive screens, and the tower with the cameras on there is fully detailed. I'll show you that. You've got the updated East Apron and taxiway extension. The ATC Sour's rebuilt, and you can go inside that. There's a terminal. It looks pretty nice. There's improved main terminal, private jet center, which is just here actually, and the Docklands campus. It's fully optimized for better performance on PC, which I'm sure it is. I just don't see it on my end. But more interestingly, which isn't really interesting. It works seamlessly with the London City pack. You can see the stutters are really, really bad. If anyone knows of any idea why that is, I was under the impression that the compatibility with the photogrammetry from the UK update and the London City pack was fixed, but I'll have a look at that, because maybe it's causing issues, and maybe because I know there's a switch in the Orbx software that you have to switch. So in terms of pricing, so if you want to buy it, if you haven't bought it before, if you don't have the original version 1, it costs £14.53. Approximations on that, US dollars £18.21 and €16.73. I think it's cents in euros, isn't it? If you do have the original, so version 1, the original one from 3 years ago, you can upgrade it. You have to uninstall V1, which will just be London City Airport on Orbx, and then it'll say London City Airport V2 underneath it. So you have to uninstall the first one, and then on the second one you buy it, and you will be charged around £4. So I don't know what you think about that. £4? Are you still bothered that you have to pay something? Should we have to pay for upgrades at all? It's £4. It's not gonna break the bank, but it's still, you have to pay. Let me know in the comments what you think of that as we take a look around the airport. I'll go through everything again at the end of the stream, but I do need to check out the compatibility, because the stutters just don't seem right. Certainly when I'm flying over London, there is a few stutters, like these are micro stutters almost, these. So let me go above for you guys so I can show you and see if there's anyone else in the chat. If you are in the chat, please get involved with the poll. Are you bothered that developers charge for a upgrade to an existing airport? I mean, if you're an existing owner, do you feel it's right that you, let's be honest, have to pay? You don't have to pay, but yeah, absolutely should not pay for any upgrades. I agree, Chris. The £4 isn't bad, mate, but it's still money. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so Elliot, I asked someone this in Discord. How much was Dublin to upgrade if you were already existing? Was it around £4, £5, or was it a lot more? Because I thought it was a lot more to upgrade the Dublin one. If you let me know if there's any more developers doing it, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I didn't expect Orbx to be doing it, I must admit. But in terms of an upgrade, it is pretty nice. Now, I haven't got the FS Traffic plugin set. I've been switching around between the traffic add-ons recently, Just Flight and the FSLTL version. Let me just see if this works, because it's been dead funny recently. There we go. So you can see all the Embraers, the British Airways, all parked up on stand there. So the quality is fantastic. Can't fault it. Hello, Mickey. How you doing, mate? If it's a substantial upgrade, I'm okay with the surcharge as long as it is reasonable. Now, Orbx have said this is a pretty substantial upgrade. There is going to be a discussion on whether this is better than UK 2000, Gary's scenery, or whether this is better. From what I can see initially, in my opinion, okay, I don't have UK 2000's scenery, so I can't give you a full rundown, unfortunately. I also couldn't really give you a comparison between version 1 and 2, but it is a substantial one. If you have version 1, you will see the difference. UK 2000's one has a interior, I believe, with animated people. This just looks like a parallax interior. And also UK 2000's one has a lovely animated train that goes along this track, all branded obviously London Transport trains, but the texture and the PBRs, the building quality, I would give it to Orbx. That's my opinion. Yeah, I'm Mark. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a weird one for me. £4, if it's not a lot. Should do it right the first time. Yeah, I don't like that you have to spend money on something that you already bought to upgrade it. But substantial upgrades, I don't know, couple of pounds I can deal with. If it's £10, £15 and I've already bought it, I'll be like, okay, no, you know. Um, but looking over the top, except for the, it's weird that these are. Have I still got my photogrammetry turned off? Because I'm pretty sure I popped it back on. No, it's turned on. I'm assuming that Orbx might have added these in, or there isn't any photogrammetry up to this point. No, there isn't down this point. This must be the cutoff. But as you can see, it's got the factory well modelled. Let me just read some comments. Dublin upgrade. Sorry, has that gone a little bit thingy again? A Dublin upgrade, was that was that £15, Elliot, or did you buy it outright for the version 2? Sorry, for me, Dublin V2 was too expensive as an upgrade. Yeah, I heard that. For me, I bought it for two reasons. I didn't have it anyway, which is fine. But I also wanted some of the Aer Lingus hangers and the scenery for my ATR video. When it's possible, that's what I do. I need to make everything as authentic as possible. So if I'm having Aer Lingus ATRs and the hangar is at Dublin, fair enough. Sorry guys, it's a little bit of water. How is everybody doing today? If you joined the stream yesterday, this wasn't really a scheduled one, I must be honest. I woke up this morning and I was in my head going, should I do it, should I not? I did, and we'll see how it goes, see what people think of it. You can see that massive stutter there. I've got another live stream coming up on Friday with hopefully a cinematic tomorrow or Friday. It should be Friday if it's not tomorrow. The cinematic, it's probably going to go down either people won't be interested in it, I know that's really bad for me to say on my end, or you'll really enjoy it. Something close to my heart, something that was announced recently, and I wanted to do a little video. It won't be as big as 4 to 5 minutes, but hopefully still as immersive as my other cinematics. So let me just go above, just so I can give you a better look at the ground textures. You can see the edges between the sort of the docks, the river below, has been upgraded. I'll show you on the other side where the taxiway is, the extension. But the ground poly, the ground texturing is a lot better. The aircraft aren't static to the scenery. They are part of the Just Flight FS traffic. Let me just read the comments. The VR costs £4 less than V2, so the path to get V2 to pay difference is reasonable, I guess. Yeah, you can think about it that way as well. So I'll show you the taxiway extension, the taxiway sort of, I guess you'd say, edging. You can see all the campus buildings have been upgraded too, just off in the background there. But where the runway and the ground sort of building and texture, the modeling has been improved is around the edges here. Not talking about the terminal, of course, that's excluding the terminal. Let me just fix the camera again. Yeah, Mickey, yeah. I mean, for me, when I had X-Plane 11, oh my god. Because I think if you want a really great visual experience on X-Plane, you go and do the ortho and you download the extra scenery from Orbx, and that in itself, excluding the aircraft, can cost a lot of money. So the edging around the water, now you can see obviously the water here, whether that's a limitation. You can see when you get closer it kind of disappears as well. But it's fantastic how they've done the new edging here. Looks a lot nicer, definitely a lot nicer. If you haven't already, get involved in the poll up above. Just a little discussion we're having on whether we should be paying for upgrades regardless of the price. If you think a couple of pound extra for an upgrade if you're an existing customer is right, let me know. I'm on the fence. I think it all just comes down to whether the upgrade is worth it. If it's substantial enough, Orbx thought this was substantial enough. I guess if you had version 1, would you go off and spend full price on UK 2000 scenery instead of paying £4? That's if you really want to do the London City flights. It is a challenging airport to fly into, obviously, in real life too. But yeah, have a little chat amongst yourselves as well, guys. Get involved in the chat. The poll number says it all. At the minute I can just see no 82%. So yeah, it does definitely, Chris. I think depending on the scale of the update, a small fee isn't a bad thing. Help support the devs. Yeah, I've just said, Jack, that if it's a substantial update, a couple of pounds is okay. Do you know what? It's weird. I'm still like really, is it though? Should we, if we paid £10 to £15 originally, you know, what if we were in a position where PMDG suddenly said, we've got an upgrade for the you know, the 800 series or whatever series of plane, but it's going to cost you 10 quid, it's going to cost you 5 quid. You've already spent, what was it? Was it 50 to 60 quid, or was it a bit cheaper? I know it was only about 30 for the 600 one. You know what I mean? Can't say I'm a fan of paying extra for an upgrade. I can't understand why they do it, but you're already put your faith in them with your initial purchase. Yeah, so and the initial purchase, if you've bought it, granted they probably didn't say at the start they were going to upgrade it to this extent and then charge regardless of £4 or not. I'll be open with you guys. I'm on Orbx's Friends of Orbx, so this didn't cost me a thing. So keep that in mind. I'm trying to be as open as possible. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, you know, for the likes of the top end 737s and others, you pay this exactly the same as the Sim. So, Mark, I think the whole traffic situation, the AI traffic situation, is it a video slash live stream of its own. You can mix and match the two apparently now, so you can have both installed and have FSLTL using the Just Flight models, which are a lot better. Let's be honest, they are a lot better. But FSLTL's sound package is just a hell of a lot better than Just Flight for some odd reason. And this is payware, you know. Can you beg them to do YMML? Chris, one thing I'm not the best at, mate, is codes. So you'll have to tell me which airport that is. I'm sorry. I'd love to know them off by heart. But yeah, I mean, whenever oh look, there's a British Airways Embraer setting off. We can watch that as well at some point. When I do email Orbx, it's generally just to catch up with them and say, hello, here's a video that features your airport, your aircraft. Yeah, I sure will. I can't see the £4 extra thing and upgrade making a big difference to the revenue of Orbx. In terms of making, yeah. I guess what like a couple of you guys have been saying, Melbourne. Sorry, you know what, I'll finish what I'm saying first. Like a couple of you guys have been saying, £4 just to support the people or person that has done the upgrade. I understand that. It's a funny area. It's a funny area regardless of the price. Just the sheer fact that they're asking you to pay extra for a product that you already own. Chris, Melbourne, is someone doing that? Are Impulse Simulations going to be doing that, or are you seeing? Personally, if they are doing it, I would definitely wait for those guys to do it and see what happens. So if you have just joined, this is Orbx's latest London City Airport version 2. Came out today. There is a upgrade fee if you own the original, which comes out to about £4. They're saying, let me just show you the actual, sorry, I won't show you, but I'll tell you the actual thing while that Embraer blows me ears off. 72.88% off, which would make it around £4. Having a look at it, if you've got version 1, are you going to be paying the £4? If you don't own it, are you going to pay the full price and get it? What I'll show you now is a bit of the land side and the terminal buildings. The car park looks great. Personally, and this is me being very, very picky of the many different sceneries I've been in, and I'm going to use Pyrigi as a example here. Using the custom car models just makes a hell of a lot of difference in my opinion. Some people will say it doesn't make a difference, mate. You're not seeing the cars and stuff like that. But I love to see the custom cars, and Pyrig Devco do that brilliantly. Rather, the entranceway to the car park here looks really, really nice. Actually, the canopy that runs along the edges for obviously the people to be staying out the rain looks great. The glasswork, the model, and can't fault it at all. Would have liked to seen some animation, especially the caliber of the Orbx crew, some of the some animated cars or something, or just more static vehicles, you know, if you know what I mean. But you can't deny the building textures on this white building here look incredible. And when I was doing my reviews, the thing I would always say is, if you're not seeing any repeating textures, that's always a nice looking building, because you can notice a lot whether the textures have been put on and just repeating. Let's have a look at this Embraer, see where he is. I also noticed, Mark, with FSLTL, it is limitations of the simulator still, the old SDK situation. They they don't really get the rotation and the landings right. Just like don't really do it. We'll watch this Embraer now, and I'll show you what I mean. But the rotation, sort of the plane setting off at V1, they don't really rotate. They kind of just float away. The ghosting that you're seeing is just the camera. See, I mean, that was alright. That was actually pretty cool, that, to be fair. Wasn't too bad. Gear going and everything. But yeah, the models of the the Just Flight add-on is a lot better, but it is a payware, so you would expect that. Getting back to the buildings, getting back to the actual scenery. Sounds like another plane starting up there. So like I said before, it would have been nice to see a few more static vehicles outside, because it looks a bit bare. There's one default sort of library bus sitting there, you know, it's one that they use for most sceneries inside the simulator. But again, can't fault the texture work, the building work. You can see the interior here is parallaxed. It's not an interior. UK 2000, Gary, who is the guy over on UK 2000, he has made an actual interior for his, and he's got a moving train. In fact, it doesn't even look like you can go inside the station on this Orbx version. You can on Gary's. So just a couple of little comparisons for you there, certainly of what I've seen. Hi Ian, how you doing, mate? How much have they charged to upgrade? £4, mate. So we're having a bit of a discussion on that, whether even £4 is okay, whether it's just the principle of you have to pay. So 72.66% off if you own version 1. If you are thinking about upgrading, if you've already got V1, you have to uninstall version 1 and then go to the V2 in the store or on your central, because it's all listed, isn't it? You have to then buy the upgrade and then it installs V2. So just make sure that you install. I think it already warned you when you're about to install version 2. If you've got V1, it tells you to uninstall it. It's around £15 to buy outright if you don't have it. Let me just go back because I wanted to show you that tower. I've seen a couple of pictures. If you guys know a bit more information on this, you can let me know. The control center, where these cameras are feeding to, I don't know if it's underneath. It probably is, or if it's a remote. I think it's a remote stand. Yeah, so we were saying that. So Aviation with Elliot and a couple of other guys have said that compared to the the controversy rather of Dublin, it's a nice little price, and it is a substantial. To be fair to them, it is a substantial one. Couple of things missing that I personally would have liked to seen for the price. Sorry about the stutters, guys, but you can see just how nice the camera array is here. Very, very detailed. You can see the wires running down the edge here. You can see the Saab branding. If anyone knows a bit more info on this, like I said before, let me know in the comments. It's like a remote feed to a massive, like, sort of, not projector screen, but LED screens. I got the UK 2001 the other week. I'll probably stick with it. If you stay inside the chat, mate, I did say obviously before to people that I don't have UK 2000s, but I have watched a few videos about it. There's a couple of things that he's done that are just, you know, just a little bit more, you know, icing on the cake kind of thing, where you think, oh, you know, compared to Gary, team of, I think, just one and maybe a few others, I don't know his situation, and then Orbex's team, it's a bit of a weird one. Thing is, the same time, Dublin is a bigger scale. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is a bit of a difficult one, guys, to sort of discuss, and certainly I can't agree. My mind's like that, going, "Oh no, I'm not paying to upgrade," um, but at the same time, the price is okay. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know. I can't really say. It's like paying a bit extra for your car for an upgrade, like a sat nav or something. I don't know. That sounds a bit weird to say. I was feeling a bit with the price difference, as it's not our fault they didn't make it as good. Yeah, I mean, Elliot, a couple of guys have said that already. You know, should have been good in the first place. Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, developers of Orbx size and any developer who's doing payware, it's a business, isn't it? You know, we've got to think about that. You know, it's a bit of a weird one. The whole paying for an upgrade. Um, but yeah, the antenna array, the remote camera feed here, looks fantastic. The surrounding area, as always, the photogrammetry in the background looks absolutely garbage. But you can't deny the city pack. Now, I'm really, really hoping that these stutters that I'm getting, because it doesn't seem right. When I'm in like LA, New York, there's stutters, but they're say that no stutters are reasonable. I hate seeing them, but they're less, and they shouldn't be as many here. I know London's always been a bit of a weird one, but I'm hoping that the London City Pack, maybe I've reinstalled it at some point and not configured it, because you can configure it to say compatible with World Update UK, and maybe I haven't, and maybe the simulator's just going, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, there isn't a decent Embraer yet, mate. Again, that whole Embraer sort of what would you call it? Early access? Sorry, that whole early access Embraer with the E-jets type thing is a bit of a weird one. As not a weird one. It's just, the transparency wasn't there. Then they said, you will be getting all three of them, or all of them, stuff like that. There's so much to talk about when you start getting into sceneries, and you start going off on one. Certainly I do, but I hope that's why you guys might be enjoying these live streams. That there's a bit of conversation going. Um, we can have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a chat, some serious things. Um, if there's anyone else you guys want me to show you on this, what I did like, let me see if I can get over here without it melting my computer. If you have just joined us, we're looking at the Orbx newly released London City Airport version 2. It's available now on Orbx. It's priced at, let me just get the actual figures for you guys. It is approximately $18.21, €16.73, or around £14.53. Customers who already own the original, the version 1, can upgrade it with a 72.88% discount, which I believe is around £4-ish. It might be a couple of pence, something like that. But that is what we are doing on this live stream today. Ian, do you clear the data folder when you reinstall the scenery? I'm gonna sound thick here, mate. Do you mean like the community folder, or is there like a checked folder? Because if so, I actually don't, mate. So all the stutters that I get inside the simulator are probably just my doing. I'm absolutely awful with the community folder. I'm surprised I've been able to make the cinematics the way I do, to be honest. But a little bit more information on that, mate, because God, the live feed looks absolutely terrible, guys. I'm sorry the amount of stutters coming down there. I've just seen the preview then. But I like the bridge here. The bridge looking in towards the airport. Such a lovely, unique location. No traffic on the bridge, no, there isn't. It's a custom-made bridge. You can see where the sort of the textures stop at the bottom. That's one thing that X-Plane does, doesn't it, really well, is the whole trains and sort of cars and trucks and stuff. Apparently, it's really, really nice looking. Aviation with Elliot will be able to tell us that. There's another Embraer British Airways setting off. It is nice having the AI traffic from Just Flight, but I'm still having a few issues with that as well. Sometimes it doesn't even inject the traffic. The area here where the business jets and I think just the general aviation aircraft are parked. Again, fantastic modelling PBR. The use of PBR on the windows is great. The branding on the signs is crisp. Even the damage to the outer fence here at the top is very, very crisp. Even at this range, you can start seeing where it gets blurry. But the signs for the jet center and the arrivals, all great. And I must admit, I didn't check in the Orbx program if this has an option for static aircraft. So I can't tell you that, unfortunately, guys. I'm really, really sorry. I don't want to click onto Orbx in case it messes something up. So Ian, let me know, mate, if you can message me on. I know we talk on Twitter, retweets and comments and stuff there on, mate. I don't know if you can link me in something with what you're explaining. Oh, sorry, mate, you've replied. Sorry, no, in the sim settings, go to data settings and delete cache file. I don't have the rolling cache. I don't think so. Let's just have a look, because, you know, why not? Data. My rolling cache is off. But there's no sort of clear data option. Unless you mean that, but I don't know if there'd be any point because I don't think there's anything there. I'll do it. I don't think there was anything there, mate, to be honest. If that's what you mean, let me know. If it's not and it's somewhere else. See, you have birds installed. Any good? Yeah, they don't seem to do anything. That said, maybe it's the birds. Maybe they are making things. No, I don't think they impact any performance, to be honest with you. It's nice. I mean, you'll see the pigeons just sitting there grazing. You'll see some little birds as well. And they're not too bad looking, are they? They look a bit like clay pigeons. Actual pigeons made of clay, not actual clay pigeon shooting. But it's nice. You might have seen in some of my cinematics that there'll be birds just flying around, and it just adds to the overall atmosphere. Trevor, nice to see you, mate. Thanks for joining. Since the first video has been a massive transformation, it's more or less a new airport, so I can understand the charge. Yeah, we were saying if there's a substantial upgrade, but I still think the price should be like a surcharge, like a couple of pounds. Lazy pigeons. They are, aren't they? They're just grazing. But you'll see them flying around and stuff. It's quite cool. The only thing with the birds thing is, I would have liked to. I think there might be a massive package where you get all of them, but they're split into countries, so you've got to buy them separately. Gonna live stream daily now. No, mate. This is a bit more spontaneous. It came out today, this airport, and I was thinking, should I do it? that one is reversing into the terminal. It's like airplane. What's he doing? Yeah, that's... What's going on here? He's a shy British Airways. He doesn't like being in here. Just obviously a little glitch of the traffic. But there's another Embraer taking off. Yeah, the traffic models are really amazing, Elliot. Rotation was quite good there. Nice. The birds things, the bird add-on thing, Elliot, is okay. It's nice to see it when you catch them on your cinematic videos. You know, when you're recording and one flies in the way, and it just looks cool. But yeah, they're all right. You'll see particular birds in the right places. There seems to be a load of pigeons here on the ground at, at London City. And if you go to the coast, you can see a couple of them actually flying in the background there. You'll see like by coasts and large rivers, you'll see seagulls and stuff like that. Yeah, no worries, mate. I know you're messing around. No, just more of a spontaneous one. The next one will be Friday, which is to show off more freeware. If Antonio rewatches this, I can't pronounce his second name. I'll get it wrong. Izoe, I think it is, or Izzy. It's Antonio anyway. He's a regular viewer. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he commented about 4 times with a massive thing. So I put that in a nice list, and on Friday's stream, which is either 6 or 7 o'clock, I'll try and keep it around that time for you guys. He showed me some amazing freewares. They're not massive airports, but there's some really detailed stuff, guys. So make sure that you get your notifications on for that one. What I have noticed, I don't know whether this is because I've zoomed out. Yeah, it's because I'm zooming in, but it's just the taxiway lights were disappearing, so I could only see the lights. Got to go, mate. Going to Zanzibar. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, get some rest, mate, and have a good trip. Hopefully, I don't know if you're up for next year going to watch the first flight for Jet2 at Liverpool, but that'd be quite cool. Very interested in seeing that. Hopefully, we get some of the A321 Neos there. That would be quite cool. Yeah, so Elliot, it's just more about the movements for these AI traffics. That's the limitations of the SDK. None of the AI traffic makers can get like a really nice rotation or even a nice flare when they land, unfortunately. Just Flight's version is better. FSLTL's version, they're even more floaty. They just float off the ground. Some of them, they come bursting down the runway and they're just floating along the runway rather than, wheels on the ground. So it's a bit weird. But the injector and sort of the reliability on FSLTL and the sounds of the aircraft are a hell of a lot better than Just Flight's one. On the FSLTL version, you can actually hear the spooling engines and the reverse thrust. On Just Flight, it seems to be sort of a couple of sound files, and that's it. There's no different sounds. Certainly when I was watching a A330 at Manchester, virtual plane spotting I was the other day, the A330 sounded like one, so that was quite interesting. Hello everyone who has joined more recently. Sorry, I've missed a couple of comments here. A developer can ask for money for an update only if it's not for corrections for errors. Absolutely. I mean, that is a great comment, and something that we haven't really discussed. If Orbx came on and said it's X amount of pound regardless, £4, but it fixes a lot of bugs, I'd be like, well, no. See, bugs are... Yeah, no, absolutely agree. It's a good point. It's a good point. I've noticed also with with Just Flight's traffic add-on, Manchester Airport seems to be a bit funny. There's a couple of funny airports, and when I say funny, I mean doesn't seem to work. Alice Springs, I've noticed, is one of them. There doesn't seem to be any traffic. There's always usually one or two static Qantas jets on the ground, but no arrivals and departures. Like you're seeing here, there's quite a nice little. It's cool, innit? I love the textures on those models. They look really good. Until you look very, very close, you won't see the fact that they're just, hollow models. But yeah, I'm gonna probably do a live stream at some point, maybe next week or something, about the traffic add-ons and see if I can just have a look bit more of what's going on with them. 100% mate, hoping for 757. Do you know what, mate? That would be absolutely amazing. I didn't even want to think about it at first. I was like, you know what, that'd be so cool if we got a 757, because Liverpool Airport's runway is more than capable of 757s. It would be nice. I really, really hope they do. I hope they just do for the sake of, doing it before they retirement. Definitely, mate, definitely. So just to repeat myself again, I'm just going to have a little bit of a drink, get the frog out of my throat. I've got water and then I'm drinking Lucozade, but I'm a bit weak today. So yeah, just repeat myself again, guys. This is the London City Airport add-on version 2, which came out today. It's a paid upgrade. It'll cost you about £4 to upgrade if you are a existing owner. There's a poll in the chat. Read it, make your vote, let me know what you think. We've had some quite nice comments, constructive feedback, about the whole pay to upgrade. It costs £14. It's 14.50 or something like that to buy outright version 2, or £4 to upgrade. RS, I use the FS LTL and combined with Just Like best combo. I'm gonna try, mate. I've seen a lot of people doing it, and now that they've updated FS LTL recently to be a bit better compatible with Just Flight. You can use the models from Just Flight, so I might do that, and then I'll use that in a live stream. And what we'll do is we'll go to different airports, payware and freeware, and we'll have a look at the different options you've got, and I'll talk to everyone a bit more about what it's like. But in terms of the upgrade that Orbx has made, fantastic. Can't fault it. I was transparent with you guys before. I am on the Friends of Orbx central sort of list, which allows me to download the Orbx airports and sceneries for free, so I didn't pay for the original anyway. Would I pay £4 for this? It's preference, guys. I don't use this airport. I never do. I don't come here often enough, so I probably wouldn't have bought it originally, you know what I mean? So I definitely wouldn't have upgraded it. There's going to be people who really, really want this airport. It looks to me now, I've looked recently on Flight Radar. I was under the impression that London City did house some A320s at some point, but it looks to be all Embraers now. Couple of business jets, but mostly the E190. Yeah, Ian. Thompson. Yeah, I mean, when you consider the charters that we have at Liverpool, we've recently, I say recently, but in the last couple of months, we've had the Iberia A350. We've had 747s for Champions League charters. We've had the C5 Galaxy. We've had Antonov 125s. the runway is capable, and I could see it being upgraded at some point. I don't mean length. I don't think they will, but certainly, you know, concrete materials, lights, stuff like that, if needed, because there's going to be so many weekly flights with Jet 2. That runway is going to be having so many more wheels down on it. No worries, Elliot, mate. I might be gone in about 28 minutes, mate, about half an hour. This was just to show everyone, again, spontaneous. We've got another little embryo going out there as well. Embraer, sorry. If I don't catch you at the end of the stream, mate, we'll talk. We talk quite regularly, so we'll talk again on Discord, or I'm live again on Friday for some more freeware stuff. Don't miss that one, guys. I've got some fantastic looking freeware, small strips, little airfields, little general aviation ones, some around Germany, some France, some in Switzerland. Come and have a look at that one on Friday. I think it's 6 I've put it down for, but it's scheduled now on my channel, so just pop it in there and maybe put a little notification on, because there's going to be some nice freewares on that. Some of them I'm leaving to have a look at first time reaction on that stream, because they're really nice. They look good. I've seen a couple. I've already posted one of the pictures online, possibly. No, I don't think I have, actually. I think I'm lying. You can see some of the birds flying past there just above that British Airways. So that's pretty cool when that happens, but that would obviously be quite a danger. That is bird strike territory, I think. Do you have your own Discord group? I don't, mate. I don't. I've had a couple of people talk to me about this. In my opinion, or in my personal opinion, sort of, I don't think I'm there yet in terms of, I guess, followers, subscribers. I'm gonna look into it. I'll look into it and see how viable it is. It's just another thing. I'm quite sort of regular on social media to obviously promote my channel and post pictures. I do post pictures on Discord on the official flight sim and the ini builds screenshots and a couple of others. I'll look into making an actual server, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. Don't make a Discord server, not worth it. I've found. Maybe not just yet, mate. This is what's holding me off. Maybe in a long time. Maybe when I can pay someone to be a mod on there and keep things nice and tidy. I don't know. I don't know. Mark, what Liverpool scenery do you have installed? I have Digital Designs Liverpool Airport, which I'm hoping, I can't pronounce the guy's name. Ugani, I could be saying that wrong. Agani, possibly. The gent who does digital designs has mentioned to me in the past that he is going to be trying to upgrade his past sceneries, so Liverpool Airport and a couple of others, to the same standard as his Leon Saitek Super A, the France scenery that he did, which was stunning. One of the best interiors and train stations that you've seen in a scenery. Very nice. But I've got Digital Designs Liverpool. I've got the Orbx North and the South. I don't think there is a South. They haven't brought that out yet. I don't think they have. I think they've just done the North and they've done London. Yeah. I've got the North thing, so I've got a couple of the landmarks for Liverpool, but I've also downloaded some of Skell's sceneries on flightsim.to, which work with the Orbx one to just add more of the missing landmarks, like the Bootle docks and stuff, like not Bootle. It is Bootle docks, Bootle docks, Formby docks, a couple of factories in the Wirral and stuff like that. So that's really good. That's on flightsim.to. Skell 300. That's SKELL 300. He does some nice ones. He also does a really nice Blackpool airport as well. Look at that. That looks cool. You can see the Dartford River crossing there. I think that's the Dartford River crossing anyway. Leon is awesome. Oh, see you later, mate. But yeah, Leon is awesome. It's really good. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry, that was probably Embraer engines blasting there. How is the audio, by the way, guys? Because I had my first proper troll yesterday, who I then had to block because it got a bit too much. Started sort of aiming aggression at some of my viewers and me, so I was just like, no, I don't even know why I'm entertaining a troll. But yeah, the sound started a bit weird, didn't it? But it got better. I think I've made the simulator audio and my mic kind of the same, and kind of made this go a bit over here. So hopefully it's been okay. Gary the Gooner, love the name. I'm assuming Arsenal fan, if that's what you mean. It's £4, not 40. Devs on, not a charity. £4 is not even worth having a conversation about, to be honest. Okay, mate. That's fair enough. I think what I was trying to get at was just in the general thing, because we know that obviously Dublin was a lot more than £4. I'm just asking the question in general. If a developer charges a lot more, near to the price of the original, outright price, £10 to £15, would you still do it? Do you know what I mean? £4 is nothing, right? No, I agree. £4 for the upgrade here is more than reasonable. Like, that is a lot more than £4 worth. I get it. I totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying, as a whole, everything, the aircraft, the airports, the sceneries, if everyone starts to doing it, it's a lot more expensive hobby, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I completely understand where you're coming from, Gary. I know what you mean. But the reason why we're having the conversation is just to see where people stand about it possibly being more money, or just in general, just for in principle, people might not want to spend £4. You know what I mean? Just depends on the person. It also depends, like I said before, whether you want this scenery. It all comes down to it. Do you want to do flights out here? I'm not too sure who it was. I think it was Ian who mentioned that there's no good Embraer just yet. We've got the early access version. Make of that what you will, but we've got no proper E190s, and this is pretty much what flies in and out of London City. According to Flight Radar, anyway, I tried to look through as much as possible, but it seemed to be mostly the E190. So, once again, if you have joined later on, if you're watching this back, London City Airport by Orbx version 2 is now out alongside UK 2000's version. I talked a bit about the comparisons. I don't have UK 2000's version. From what I've seen from other videos, there seems to be a lot more nice little details in Gary's scenery for UK 2000. The animated train going up and down the tracks just below there, and a proper interior. What I've seen from Orbx is just the quality of the sort of the surrounding ground texturing, the texture the models and the texture overall have been bumped up to a really nice standard, and yeah, it's worth £4. Looking forward to EGNX. Me too, mate. Me too. You better know that there's going to be a cinematic and a live stream when that comes out. I just wish we had a few more freighter options, because we've got the PMDG. If you're way inclined and you want to, I already have, just for my cinematics. We've got Captain Sims 777 freighters, which will help, but the lack of 757 at the minute, Obviously, there's also a 7.6 by Captain Sid, but that's not the freighter. It's just a shame, isn't it? But I think just the airport itself is going to be amazing anyway. So, yeah, keep it. I mean, if you're not subscribed to my channel, definitely think about doing it. Consider doing it. There will be content or Pyregi's next scenery, which he teased more today. It was the like a building in front of the cockpit, so he must be in a position now where he's injected the scenery into the flight sim, which is quite interesting. ATR freighter, yeah, there was an ATR freighter at Liverpool. There's one that makes quite a lot of Liverpool visits. I think it's a 42. I think it's an ATR 42. So that's another interesting one. But if I'm up late, I can hear them. I can hear the some of the approaches and some of the approaches from East Midlands. Actually, sometimes you get the old Saabs and the West Atlantic jets as well, which is quite cool. With that being said, anyone else, is the other airports that you want to see? Is the any that are coming and you are looking forward to? Obviously East Midlands is a big one. I think for everyone currently. But yeah, let me know in the comments before we wrap this semi-spontaneous stream up. I just want to get a screenshot of this because it looks quite cool. Let me know in the comments what sceneries, what add-ons even, or aircraft add-ons you are looking forward to. We have been looking at Orbx's London City Airport version 2 in this live stream. We've had a look around, we've had a good chat, and unfortunately I haven't got any to give away. I will contact Orbx and see if they are generous enough to give me a few copies or just one, and I'll pop it in a video or pop it into the community posts. But yeah, a couple of more minutes if anyone's still with us, and we can have a further chat. I hope everyone is enjoying the live streams. Listen, don't worry about the cinematic situation, because I also put a poll on my community posts. If you haven't answered that, please go into my community posts and just have a read, and yeah, just get involved in the votes there as well. Pretty much what it is I'm saying, should I carry on live streaming with cinematics, or should I just upload cinematics? Now, what I would say with cinematics is they take me a lot longer now. I also probably only get 1 or 2 at the most out in a week. So live streaming isn't getting in the way of those guys. As you can imagine, there is a setup to all this, but it's a lot easier to get a live stream going, have it recording, and then it goes straight on to YouTube, because essentially what I'm doing is I'm not doing any editing afterwards as well. Community posts, so you obviously subscribe me, and then if you go into my channel, you'll see videos live, and then about, there's about, and then in there there's also something that says community. Oh god, let me just see. So you've got, when you go to my channel, you've got the banner, and then you've got obviously my name, me at Practically Geek. You've got home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, and then community. In the community, you press on that and it'll have community posts, some screenshots, some things that I discuss every so often. That's pretty much what goes into there. Never mind, find it already. Okay. Mako Simulations need to update EGBB. They do, but they also need to update Manchester, in my opinion, as well, because Manchester was never finished. In my opinion, it never was. Now, if you are on Mako Simulations Discord, they said in December of last year that they were granted access to go around the Manchester airport and take reference photos in preparation for a massive overhaul, a massive update. They've gone quiet since. They haven't talked. There was a reply last week from one of the devs there who said, apart from the update in the Manchester airport channel, the chat section, there's nothing else to sort of say at the minute. So it did say that it is taking time to get on site, so I'm assuming they haven't been to Manchester yet. I don't mind when there's multiple versions of a airport. Sometimes it gives us more options. Certainly in the case of this right now, would you, if you wanted to buy this airport, would you buy UK 2000s or Orbx's? I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know what point I was making there. But yeah, let me just read the comments. Voted for both live streams and cinematic videos. I enjoy both, but I understand cinematics take longer. They do, mate. You know, I'm currently making one right now, and I find also as well, just for the mind, just for the old brain, you know, taking it in stages is nice to record the footage. The editing I can usually do in one sit. I can just sit down and edit. It's kind of therapeutic for me to do that. But yeah, at the minute I think both is actually winning, so it seems at the minute subscribers like the combination of both. But like I said before, I'm not going to let the cinematics suffer. It's just, it is easier going live. Speaking and sort of keeping everything flowing is a bit difficult. It's my first time doing it. I've done quite a few already, as you guys know. Mark, sorry mate, let me just get into there for you. Is he still developing? Do you mean Mako Simulations, mate? I believe so. The Discord just has gone so quiet. I'm hoping they do. Sorry, what I was saying was I don't mind having two developers do the same airport. It happens a lot. I know the likes of Ben and Blue Designs. They're quite humble and sort of nice about even freeware developers, because there's been people asking them to do particular airfields around the UK, and there's freeware versions of them, and they acknowledge that and say, listen, there's already a freeware version, and it's pretty good. We're not gonna bother with it, which is nice. I love that. But yeah, I would love to see someone else do Manchester Airport. I'd love to see Patty do Manchester Airport. Imagine what he could do with that. I think we chatted about it a while back, and I'm pretty sure he started contemplating it. Really, I think he started generally thinking, actually, do you know what? That might work. He'll have a lot of reference material, and I don't mind going on a little day trip to Manchester Airport and getting some photos for him. But yeah, you know, for example, we've got Pilot Plus. They're doing Cardiff next. That's their next one. And UK 2000 have already done Cardiff, so it's interesting, actually. Mark, sorry, yeah, I believe so. So let me just click away for you, please, mate. So I'm just gonna go into Discord and I'm just gonna have a little check for you, because I'm gonna just read out what they said regarding this. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. So let me just find. There it is. I've got loads of icons down the side. If you've already on Discord, you'll know what I mean. So a couple of days ago, there was a user asking if V2 had started. Yeah, so version 2. So when I asked when will we see the update for Manchester, yeah, car parks and the sort of landside area and stuff that needs reworking for sure. The train station and the coach station is not even in the scenery at this point. Let me just try and find the. Okay, so Ben, I'm pretty sure I speak to Ben. Flightzilla, he's a mod. He says, the announcements page has all the plans. Sorry for the delay in action, but it's quite a lengthy process to get airside at Manchester in order to get reference imagery and videos. Manchester is my home airport, so on a personal level, I'd like to see V2 done to the standard of some of the best airports we have in the sim. I'm sure Max won't disappoint. I reached out to Max a couple of weeks ago to ask. I haven't had a reply. I don't like to bother the developers much if I can. But there's been nothing from Max, just the mods. Yeah, nothing, unfortunately. Is the way to share the links in the live stream or comment section? It looks like YouTube blocked sharing links altogether. Has it? Maybe I've blocked it from. Maybe I've not allowed it in the stream setup. So what I'll do is when I do my live stream on Friday, I'll have a look at that on the initial screen where it asks me all them things. You should be able to in the comments section, but you can only do that after the stream. I think. I can share links, but if you guys are having trouble sharing links, in fact, if someone can try and share a link, obviously within reason, like or an Orbx link or something, do that now for me before we end the stream. If it doesn't work, it means I probably have not allowed it to happen initially. I'll make sure that that is changed. What I have just noticed, that birds add-on that people were asking about, there is a eagle, two eagles, or they could be kestrels. No, they look like vultures. What the hell? That's a vulture, innit? What the... Jesus Christ. The vultures are circling London City Airport. Is that a vulture? It looks weird. It's not a blackbird or like an eagle. Anyway, I think it's a policy change. Okay. As I've said before, I wish there was a commercial Stansted. Gaia, we're doing one, but that was 2 years ago. Yeah, Paul, we was discussing this on the live stream. I think yesterday or the day before, whenever. Gaia Simulations have still got it as an upcoming airport on their website. The freeware is good, as you know, mate. But yeah, we still need like a payware one, because there's a nice mixture of traffic at Stansted. What we were discussing, Paul, if you're still here, mate, is that it's possible, or as someone said that it is already confirmed. I don't know where that is listed, but the way that Asobo and Microsoft Flight Simulator, they did the second United States update, there's going to be a second UK one. And I'd imagine because Gaia Simulations are the team behind the handcrafted airports for the world updates now, and the buildings, any kind of landmark, points of interest, and the handcrafted airports, Gaia Simulations do all that. So, and I tagged them in something a few weeks back and they didn't reply, which, I mean, doesn't mean anything, but I could possibly see it being a case of second UK updates, more photogrammetry cities, and more handcrafted airports, including Stansted. Because on their upcoming page, you'll notice Block Island is still on there, and that was one of the handcrafted airports on the second US update. So you know, it might be a good point. Does the UK need more updates? I'm all for it. I'd say yeah. Love to see some other places though. Love to see the likes of Poland and Czech Republic get done. I'd love a photogrammetry Prague. I really would. Especially because we've got some decent versions of Prague, which again has two versions. There's an Orbx version, which is nice. I personally prefer Tailstrike's version. A lot nicer. Really nice. Cinematic video in my video section if you haven't seen it on that one. But yeah, let's start wrapping things up. Paul, be great if it does come in the second year. The freeware one is good, but really neglects. And yeah, I mean, obviously the freeware could be considered payware quality in some areas, especially with some of the payware sceneries we get. But yeah, I'd love to see a second UK update, and I'd hope to see the likes of Stansted. It'd be nice to have a Gatwick too. Whether they would do such close airports. But yeah, second UK update would be lovely, and do you know what, mate? 99% of me right now is feeling that there's going to be one, and Gaia Simulations are currently working on Stansted for it, or already have, and that's what we're going to see in the update for it. But yeah, everyone who joined today and got involved, massive thank you. No giveaway in this one, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Would have loved to give away a copy of this. The poll in the comments, you can still get involved in it. Let me know. I'll end it in about half an hour after the stream is finished. This has been London City Airport version 2 by Orbx. It's available now from Orbx Direct or the central software, which is very easy to use if you've got it. It's priced at $18.21, €16.73, or £14.53 if you want to buy it. Obviously, if you haven't got the original. If you have the original version 1 and it's in your library, you can upgrade for 72.88% off, which comes to about £4. We've discussed all that. We've gone through it. Some people disagree. Some people don't like the fact that it is there even is an upgrade cost. But yeah, we've talked about that. No problem, Paul, mate. Good to see you in on the streams, mate. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you have enjoyed the stream, give it a like. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do that. It helps me carry on doing things. If I know that there's people enjoying it, even 1 or 2 people enjoying it, I'll still make content as long as I can. I'm going to head off now. I'm getting a bit tired. I'm going to continue actually recording my newest cinematic, which people may enjoy. I'm still not on the fence. I'm going to release it. It's just I'm a bit like, ooh, it's a bit different, and it's not an aircraft, and it's not an airport. There's aircraft and airports in it, and that's all I'm saying about it. I think Ian's gone now because he's going on a flight in the morning, but he'll know what it is probably. Mark, I'll catch you later, mate. Got a live stream coming just before I go. Live stream coming at, oh god, when is it? It is it is this Friday. What time is it? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock UK time, guys. This Friday, we're going to be looking at more freeware. We're going to have a nice little chilled out stream, and we're going to explore different parts of Europe and possibly the US. And yeah, there's some fantastic detailed freeware, lovely little airfields, bush strips, stuff like that. Curious now for the next cinematic. Yeah, I mean, I can see people sort of enjoying it in terms of it being a cinematic and hopefully as immersive as my others. Um, it's not showing off anything new. Sort of in the sim like a new aircraft or a new airport. It's not even show. It is showing existing aircraft and existing airports. Just keep an eye out for it. Turn the notifications on. And yeah, if stick around on the channel. I'm going to call it a day, guys, actually now. So thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you again very, very soon.